Robert Greene has a great quote. It says, if you cannot afford to lose, you won't. And that is something I realized I've lived my whole life by, which is I am incredibly comfortable having nothing and being on what Robert Greene calls death ground, where your back is against the wall and it looks like you have no options. And from the outside view, you are completely fucked. And for some reason, I find myself very comfortable in that state, in a strange way, addicted to it. But you cannot deny that putting myself in that place over and over and over for years is why I've had the growth I've had in my life, because I am completely comfortable on the edge where there's extreme resistance and extreme pressure to grow, where there is literally no option other than to grow or die. Those are the two options. And when I say die, I just mean like fail, give up, run out of money, whatever. I've always been of the mentality that I'm going to bet everything and burn every bridge and not be attached at all to what I've done or what I'm known for. I'm willing to literally bet everything on an idea I have, and I'm willing to suffer very, very long term to get what I want. I think that is a very underrated trait of someone who makes it, is the ability and willingness to suffer long term and delay. It is wildly underrated. However, there's a thin line there where in my life, I think I've gotten very comfortable in that suffering, so comfortable in the fact that there's not even that pressure to advance and to do more. And you just sit. You get comfortable in the dark place. You get comfortable having nothing. And that is not a good kind of comfort. You do need to be comfortable with it, but you need some stimulus. You need some pressure pushing you out of that place. You need, like in an action movie, the walls closing on you and you need to run through. You need the walls to close. You can't just like sit with the walls tight, which is what I think a lot of people do. You just sit and you have no room to breathe, but you're strong enough that you can stay there. But no, you need something to push you out of that. You need some pressure. And so, like I said, I've always been in this state, whether that is like, signing a rent somewhere that was too expensive and I knew was going to be stressful to afford. I think everyone's related to that, where you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make this jump, but then you make it and it forces you to grow. I think I've always been attracted to those opportunities. And so the idea here is that if you're not making enough progress in your life, you need to find a new way to put pressure on yourself. What can you do that forces you to wake up and what I call attack the world? Get up and attack your mission, realize how you can make change, how you can make money, how you can help people, what you can build. You need something to force yourself to go out there and speak to a stranger, try to sell something, DM someone random for an opportunity, because you can. You have this thing called agency, which is you can go and make things and do things and talk to people. But when you're stuck against the wall like that for too long, you get comfortable sitting there and comfortable letting nothing happen. This is why I'm always posting pictures of the mattress on the floor. It is wild how many people who are one of the obsessed, who are incredible entrepreneurs or artists, live on a mattress on the floor, and it is literally the most comfortable thing. I'm actually doing it right now somewhere. It is the best way to be, where you don't need where you have your mission and you don't need anything else. That is a great place to be. I mean, if I could, I would literally sleep in this office for years. If I could, I would literally sleep in this office for a year. I would do that because I don't need anything. If I could, I would literally sleep in this office for a year because it is all I need. All I need is the mission I'm on and what I'm trying to build. I don't give a fuck about really anything else. And there are times, sure, where I do get distracted by things, but I always come back to having everything I need in this multi-decade vision for my life. And once you have that, you literally have everything. And no matter what stress you're going on, no matter what your dark place or death ground looks like, you can always get out of it because you have this place you're going and you have this idea and this vision that sits in your head and it's yours and yours alone. And sure, other people might know it or know pieces of it or fragments, but only you truly know what that vision is, and only you can, because something that extreme and something that personal can only happen through these thousands and thousands of thoughts that are happening in your mind every day, shaping what that vision looks like. So the whole point of this video is to get comfortable having nothing. Because once you have this vision and this mission that is everything to you and that is infinite and that lasts decades, you no longer want things. You no longer need things. There's no longer like voids to fill. You don't need a nice apartment. You don't need fancy stuff. You don't need nice clothes. You're fine wearing a wife beater and fucking sleeping on the couch because you have this thing that no one else has, and it is yours, and it is a game that you're going to play for a very long time. And once you find that game, life becomes incredibly fun. And all you want to do is wake up. You can't wait to sleep because you just want to wake up and go and create and move and build. And that is the state I like being in. And when I'm doing the right things, I literally can't sleep because I just want to go. My office is a mess right now. I just realized I have flip flops there, shoes there, a lot of mess over there. I was moving and put a bunch of stuff in here for a few days. And anyway, that's really the video today. Find ways that if you're too comfortable in life, put your back against the wall and force yourself to fucking grow, because that is when everything great happens. And like I said, there's a balance. You need to be comfortable in that. You need to be comfortable in that state where there's a lot of pressure on you, and you need to be comfortable going into that state where there is all this pressure on you and the answer isn't guaranteed and you don't know exactly your way out. But at the same time, you need to be, when you're in that state, you need to not be sitting there. You need to be comfortable getting through it, but not comfortable waiting. And that is the thin line. Most people never even go into this place, never go into the dark place, never let themselves feel this insane pressure because they need life to be simple and easy. And that is fine. That is why not everyone can be great. Not everyone can be great because not everyone can withstand the stress. And there is a test. There is a test to achieve this greatness, this pinnacle of achievement that I talk about, reaching the pinnacle of your field, your craft, whatever it is. And only the people who deserve to get there get there. And in the end of your life, after decades, it is obvious whether you did it or not. And there's no fucking excuses. In the short term, sure, things can happen. You break your leg, you get broken up with, whatever. But in the end, you do it or you don't, and it is incredibly simple. So that's it. If you want to do it, you have to fucking find ways to put yourself against the wall, because that's when you climb over it, to give a cheesy explanation, but it's fucking true. Later.